Enlightened Gamer here, back with some more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. You may notice that I did go on ahead and fill all my hearts back up, and my wallet is empty. That's because I kept on trying to get to the Snow Peak ruins where I could get soup, but I couldn't manage it. For whatever reason, I just couldn't make a simple jump on the sled track. And I didn't want to actually outrace Yeto because I didn't know if there might be a prize or something that I didn't want to get off camera. So I filled up, I got a bunch of red potion from that squawking bird in the North Faron woods. And I gave him all my money because I got a lot of potion. Well, I'm gonna go on ahead and see if we can't go on about... I can't pick it up. Once you place a soul, I'm pretty sure it's permanently there. But now we can get over here. Yay, over here. Hey everybody, was that transition poorly or what? Anyways, this is post-commentary Ninja, because I have one last surprise treat for this series. I've discussed the biology of the Zora, the Goron, even the Uka. And you're probably wondering, Ninja, what on earth are you doing? You already done the biology of the Twilight. And that's done. You finished it. You can't do any more. Well, I'm not going to do the biology of the Twilight, obviously. Instead, this episode will be the origin of Midna. Biology has nothing to do with it. You may notice that Midna looks nothing like the other Twilly since she's been transformed by Zant. And in fact, this isn't her true form. In a lot of the early concept art for Midna, again, thanks to Bry for bringing this to my attention, I checked with a Google search just to confirm, Midna is often depicted as wearing a mask, and Nintendo's developers, at least as far as the Zelda series goes, drew concept of her wearing several different masks, some of which I'll put up on screen now. Why a mask? Makes perfect sense, actually. And she even wears the Ordon shield like a mask when you very first get her. She wears the piece of fused shadow that she started with like a mask as well. Shame, fear, loneliness. These things are all symbolic of the princess of the Twilight Princess. Remember whenever I said way back at the beginning that Midna called Zelda the Twilight Princess because she was the one with the most regrets? Without Zelda, Midna is the one with the most regrets. She abandoned her people to a ruthless dictator in Zant. Someone who will mold the flesh of her once faithful followers into monsters, mindless, preying on the weak. It's no wonder she hates Zant so much. After what he did. And Zant did it through the power of his so-called god. But I really wanted to get a little bit of time to discuss what the mask meant. Whenever we changed from Wolf Link to the true hero of Twilight, I said, and the mask drops from our face. I was referencing the moment in Majora's Mask where Link is cured of being a Deku Scrub, a curse put on him by the Skull Kid. I've mentioned many times that Twilight Princess is the rightful successor to Majora's Mask. And this concept art merely proves that fact further. Not only does it directly follow Majora's Mask in the timeline, but at one point, there may have been transformation masks. It may have been a mask-based curse similar to the one the Skull Kid put on Link that changed Midna into her imp form. And even for Wolf Link, the Twilight Realm is a realm of sorrow, is the realm of regret. That's why it's so beautiful and sad and scary. The Twilight Realm holds within it the fears of all who dwell there. Fear of dying alone, fear of dying, fear of letting your people down, fear of ugliness. It's funny that Midna said she wanted to hide in your shadow because she was an ugly little imp. Because this is the only Midna we've ever known. And while she's not exactly beautiful or gorgeous or anything, she's not exactly ugly either. She just kind of looks like a slightly deformed child. If anything, she looks helpless. But it's because her outer form is a reflection of her inner light. Zant did to Midna exactly what he did to Link. The one difference being that Link is the true hero. Link is the hero of Twilight. He was able to draw the Master Sword and break his own curse. So the origin of Midna is that she is quite literally stuck in the first 3 days of Clocktown in Majora's Mask. She was transfigured by the power of Zant's god. If she had been transfigured in any other way, then when she was exposed to Lanairu's light, she would have reverted to her original state. But remember, the Light Spirit said that they couldn't do it, that they couldn't break the curse on their own. That does beg to question, though, why the Master Sword didn't revert Midna's curse as well. Well, I think it has something to do with the Triforce. I'm fairly certain that Zelda still holds the Triforce of Wisdom, but I'm not 100% sure on this. And a game like this is open to so many interpretations. And that's why I love whenever people get back to me and tell me things about it that I didn't know. That's why I love learning more. That's why I love Let's Playing games like this, where I can continue to actively learn more and more. There's no end to it. Quite literally no end. The possibilities, what Nintendo actually planned and what actually is, are so great. I don't really want a confirmation on yes, this is true, or no, this isn't true. Because I want to dream, to imagine, to think outside of the box, to study more and more and more. To ignore the concrete realists that say, well, A equals A and can never equal B, C, or D because A has been established as A. That's no way to live enlightened. Yes, the truth is important, but the possibilities are even more important than that truth. And that's what I'm bringing you with this series. There's so much lore. And so much untold lore. Midna, I've already said, is a descendant of the Gerudo. Well, in my mind, in the absence of Ganon, there's only one Gerudo who's ever led the Gerudo. Gerudo. A Gerudo thief who would have been, at the time of Ganon's return, during the Majora's Mask incidents, trapped, unable to come to the aid of her people. Again, we have an ancestry, just like with Link. Link was afraid of dying alone, because the past Link did die alone. Midna was afraid of not being there to save her people because Nibiru was not there to save her people. That brings me to another conclusion. The sages of Twilight Princess. The sages of Twilight Princess are not the same sages as the ones in Ocarina of Time. Ganon didn't actually kill Ruto. He killed the spirit of the Sage of Water. There's simply not enough evidence to link the sages in Twilight Princess to the sages of Ocarina of Time. But anyway, how Majora's Mask plays into this. Each mask in the game portrays suffering, especially the masks earned by the Song of Healing. The Deku mask portrays helplessness. The Goron mask portrays profound regret and disgrace. The Zora's mask portrays, well, loneliness. The Gibdo's mask, separation and fear. They all kind of portray the same thing, and yet they also don't. Just as Midna and Wolflink share that common bond. That's why Midna was able to draw close to Link, is because of that common bond. When she found him, they were both still wearing their masks. And even though neither of them knew it at the time, as the story comes to a close, they may just yet find out. So Midna is the descendant of Nibiru, the Gerudo who didn't follow Ganon into the Twilight Realm, or who didn't follow Ganon into war, into the Sacred Realm. But when she returned to defend her people from him, it was too late. The damage had been done, and she was cursed along with them. But was she truly cursed? Midna continues to say the Twilight Realm isn't so bad, that it's peaceful, that it's a gentle place, or at least it was, until Zant came to power. Let's look at Gerudo's Valley from Ocarina of Time, and the Gerudo themselves. While ornery and certainly matriarchal, most of the Gerudo aren't particularly violent. Happy to allow you to run through their shooting galleries and to travel around in their temple, even though you're not only a man, but a non-Gerudo. Some Gerudo have been known to form potential relationships, as Talon, in the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, claims Malon's mother was a Gerudo thief. This would explain her red hair, and also add even more character to the Gerudo. The Gerudo aren't that different from the Hylians. So, again, we have two souls bound to the same fate, bound to their masks, that meet each other. One plans on using the other, but then they become friends. This is the story of Midna. The true story of Midna. She was once the ruler of the Twilight, the descendant of Nibiru, who in a different time would become the Sage of Spirit. Midna ruled in peace, wishing no harm on her people in a land where there were no wars, where there was no chaos, no sacred golden power to chase after, no sacred realm to lead to death and agony. But Zant, the rightful descendant of Ganon, not necessarily an incarnation of Ganon, but the next male Gerudo who was supposed to be king, was violent and cruel and childish. He didn't wield nearly the power of Ganon. At least not until he found his god. But therein lies the truth behind Zant as well. He's a child. A spoiled rich boy who, by the traditions of their people forgotten, would have been king. But because of new traditions put in place, as the Twilight learned from their past mistakes and their ancestors' mistakes, he could not. No matter what he did, no matter how powerful he became. But he didn't understand. And he can't accept it. Until he met his god. In which case he had enough power that there was no opposing his will. So we're able to bring the story of Midna to a point where she finally has become more than just the user. She finally has become a true friend to Link. That's why she told him about the Mirror of Twilight. That's why she trusts him. It's hard because there's actually another part of this game where I'm going to be able to talk about some more about Midna and reveal some more truths. But for now, I'll just leave it at this. Midna's mask is a mask of ugliness. A mask of betrayal. A mask of cowardice. Link's mask is a mask of fear and of loneliness. Link is running from what Midna ran to. Think about that. And with all that said, I'll go on ahead and drop you back into the action just as I'm about to return the other soul. See you in the next one. Light filled the Master Sword. Its blade glows with a golden light in the Twilight Realm. With it, you can cut through dark fog or wolf smog. Amazing. The power of the Souls has been transferred to your sword. The guardian deities of my world are on our side too. You really are the chosen one, Ninja. A true hero. And with all that, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about Midna. As long as you have that sword, you should be able to repel the shadows Zant has spread. I don't really have much more to add about Midna, hopefully. Because this was a lot shorter than the other episodes of its like. And next time, goodbye, we will venture into the capital, Xant's stronghold. Till then, I've been Ninjo X, and as always, stay enlightened. Hey everybody, Ninjo X here. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate the support. If you want to give more support, why not click the like button if you liked what you saw, or consider subscribing if you really enjoyed it. Also, feel free to click on any of my other projects, my vlogs, my side, my last Let's Play, which was Pokemon Blue, and just share, talk about it in the comments section, and enjoy yourselves. As I've already said, stay enlightened.